Hey everyone, we're bringing you some more highlights, this time with a tribe that gets a lot of hate, both on and off the square. VENGIR is considered one of the weakest tribes going into the World Championship, but what are they really capable of? I'm Chris, and these are the best moments from the semis and finals of the VENGIR Qualifiers. Let's jump into it. Up first is the semifinal match between MythicRNG and Contagious Cookie. While the first 10 turns pass relatively uneventfully, Mythic ups the ante with a beautiful swordsman siege on Cookie's city that is guaranteed to hold. Cookie smartly shifts into forestry to chop away any remaining population in that city, which simultaneously progresses him towards his first giant when he gets a border growth in the center. However, by the 12th turn, Mythic has further increased his lead, picking up 2 fantastic ruins in the form of navigation and stars. He uses these wisely, getting the first giant of the game with a level 3 forge and securing the south corner of the map for himself. Looking to close out the game, he then picks up ramming on the next turn and attacks Cookie's weak northwest flank, landing the second unbreakable swordsman siege of the game. Cookie, unable to deal with the pressure from the incoming giants on both sides of the map, resigns. Cookie starts off the second game of the series in equally strong fashion, abusing Mythic's lack of vision to claim a crucial central city. He then uses his superior economy to pick up the first giant of the game with forestry. Mythic responds with 2 giants of his own and techs into riding, eyeing his only way back into the game, taking the central city. Mythic's attack accelerates with roads, which brings his giant into the fray faster than Cookie can respond to. This allows him to secure the central city just 1 turn later. Despite staring down catapults coming from Cookie's side, Mythic's giant stands strong, and his attack continues. Mythic firmly pushes himself into the lead with a beautiful explorer from an isolated 5th city he captures in the west. This explorer meanders its way into Cookie's territory, eventually netting him the Eye of God monument, helping him continue to apply pressure with his giants in the center. Despite being pushed back by Cookie's catapults, Mythic finds another way through, sailing. His scouts begin to punish Cookie for not playing for the water, taking down one of the 2 catapults, locking down the center of the map. Unfortunately for Mythic, Cookie is inevitable. Well-laid plans come to fruition when Cookie drops 3 great markets, gliding past 40 stars per turn effortlessly. As if to defy his fate, Mythic makes one more Hail Mary play. He giant pushes a veteran swordsman, allowing it to slip past Cookie's defenses and slay the other catapult. Inexplicably, and in a winning position, Mythic resigns, giving us an exciting Game 3. In typical VENGIR fashion, the final game between the 2 starts off slow. However, Mythic shows us the importance of timing, using the meeting stars from Cookie on turn 9 to afford riding and roads, allowing him to begin upgrading his cities beyond level 3. He secures an excellent border growth in his capital, and begins eyeing trade. This play pays off massively on the next turn, when Mythic drops the first 2 markets of the game. Although the markets aren't particularly tall, this is extremely fast for a tribe like VENGIR. Cookie, fortunately, has a response. He actually obtains the first giant of the game, harnessing the power of mathematics. By turn 14, Mythic's market advantage starts to show, as he picks up mathematics himself, simultaneously growing his markets and alleviating the pressure on his capital with some well-placed catapults. Cookie, down 30 stars per turn, attempts a roads play in a desperate effort to catch up, bringing his catapult into the action. On the next turn, he amplifies his attack by using Eye of God for another giant. He's not quite out of it yet. Despite Cookie's attempts to catch up by getting trade himself, Mythic is not having any of it. His giants in the water steamroll through Cookie's weak shore defenses, using Cookie's attack on his capital against him and revealing it to be an overcommitment. Cookie, unable to defend his coastal cities with his misplaced catapults and unable to break through Mythic's deep catapult backline, resigns the game. Mythic is moving on to the finals. Our next match is the other semifinals between ReeceHarms and CrocsToSchool. Due to technical difficulties, the tournament organizers awarded both players a win, meaning that their first and only true game will decide which one of them moves on to the finals. Crocs opens a fantastic early star ruin in this one and only game, allowing him to upgrade his capital quickly and go straight into riding. An aggressive start for VENGIR. Crocs then lays a trap for Reece, preventing him from capturing the village by threatening a rider siege on the following turn. Reece, despite lacking vision, responds brilliantly by moving the warrior back. Despite his early commitment into riders, Crocs has not slowed his development. His investment into roads pays off massively when he gets the first giant of the game on turn 9, well ahead of his opponent. This is followed immediately by a second giant using his Park of Fortune monument. Trying to box Crocs into a corner, Reece makes a critical roads play to knock him off of an isolated village in the west corner. This play also gives him an avenue towards the coveted Grand Bazaar monument, which could get him back into this game. On its last move, the explorer from this village brings home the final lighthouse for Reece, giving him Eye of God and allowing him to secure his first giant. To save his vulnerable west city, he then immediately gets a second giant, dropping 2 monuments. What a play. Crocs, knowing the long game is likely not in his favor, tries to push the game toward its conclusion with a cheeky catapult in the center. This catapult pays dividends for Crocs, who uses it to kill Reece's lone giant in the center and drive a dagger into the heart of Reece's position with his oncoming giant. Reece barely manages to escape his capital getting sniped with a beautiful juggernaut splash. When all hope seems lost in the center, Crocs is able to squeeze out another giant, giving his overloaded defense a chance to breathe. At the same time, the hammer comes down in the west, winning Crocs a critical high-level city and putting Reece firmly on the back foot. The game ends when Crocs wins control of the small lake between the two players, harnessing the power of his frail catapults to fight through Reece's rammers. This naval control gives him the attacking lanes he needed to push through Reece's defenses on the northwest side of the map, shattering Reece's defense and forcing him to resign. Crocs will advance to the finals, where he will face a determined Mythic. Our finals match is between CrocsToSchool and MythicRNG. Despite both players meeting early and fighting for control over the center of the map, the position seems relatively even until Crocs makes a crucial blunder. He leaves open a siege on his capital that Mythic immediately capitalizes on, using the rider to bounce into a second city. Bailed out by the ruin gods, Crocs gets a clutch population ruin that allows him to save his capital with a giant push. However, the stars he spends saving his capital come back to bite him, as he cannot stop Mythic from sieging yet another of his cities. The game ends with Mythic's riders storming over the center of the map, cutting off Crocs' control in that area with another unbreakable siege. With his back up against a wall, tragedy strikes early for Crocs in Game 2 when his warrior runs into Mythic's starting swordsman. Is this the end of his tournament run? Fortunately for him, he is able to continue expanding normally. Both players develop their positions in typical VENGIR fashion, but Crocs wows us by getting his first market down on turn 10. Mythic, never too far behind, is quick to respond with markets of his own. Like Hoodrick, he constructs tall sawmill markets that stretch to the sky, asserting economic dominance as he shoots over 40 stars per turn. Mythic once again shows us the power of the giant push, using it in tandem with a beautiful bridge to take out Crocs' menacing catapult, alleviating pressure on his central city and setting up for an attack that promises to roll through Crocs' defense. On the same turn, he also steals a village out from under Crocs' nose. Mythic, looking to capitalize on his lead, sends his giant into Crocs' coastal city. How will Crocs defend this? With a magic trick, of course, Crocs elegantly places his Grand Bazaar and a litany of ports to secure an important Houdini, pushing back Mythic's attack on the water and flipping the game on its head. Despite Crocs' efforts, however, Mythic is truly inevitable. His economic advantage allows him to go into both bombers and knights, and it is the latter that finally breaks through. A second bridge allows his knight to breach Crocs' weakened defenses, chaining through a low HP giant and into the squishy line of catapults behind it. This is accompanied by an amphibious assault into Crocs' coastal city, this time much more assured. In the face of this magnificent chain, Crocs can do nothing except resign. Well played to both players, and congrats to MythicRNG, who is your VENGIR representative. Well, did VENGIR surprise you? I certainly hope so. We saw some marvelous plays from players you will probably see again throughout the qualifiers. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a comment on your favorite highlight. Until next time, peace.
Whoa!